and welcome to another edition of Liberty Nation TV. I'm Lisa K. Donner, editor-in-chief, and with me today is national correspondent Sarah Cowgill. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
All right, so it's all about the bluff, or so it appears, as the House of Representatives declines to officially vote on pursuing formal impeachment proceedings against President Trump, armed with yet another in a series of smoking guns, this time a shadowy whistleblower and a nothing burger. Call to Ukraine. The Dems fail again in finding consensus to move forward. All right, so what is the latest and greatest, Sarah? Are we having impeachment on the horizon?
You know, at this point, who knows? The latest attack yesterday from 24 Republicans on Schiff's office, Representative Schiff's office, to try to get somebody to do something and to pounce on the hearings and, rattle the door and try to get in to hear what's going on. It kind of derailed the process, and it threw the Democrats into an absolute frenzy of, oh my gosh, they can't do that to us. We can do it to them, but we can't do that to us. And I don't know where we're going. I mean, like, a few days ago, I would have said we were just going to drag this out as long as they could until they could go, yeah, we're not going to take a vote. We think that'll harm America, which I still think will happen. But, it's a winner take all kind of thing, and nobody knows what's going to happen. The Democrats are cagey. The Republicans are fuming and frustrated. So who knows who's going to make that first ballsy move?
Okay, but with so much ammunition, why not just pull the trigger?
Because they don't have the votes. I mean, if they had the votes, they would have pulled the trigger. They're little soldiers and their little minions that don't get camera time are thinking, we got a race to win and we don't want to be a part of this. So my guess is the more that they continue to talk to the minions, the foot soldiers of the Democratic House, the more they're finding out they don't have the votes, which that would just be a huge embarrassment for them.
Okay, but they got him dead to rights, supposedly. One whistleblowers all over the place. Everybody's blowing a whistle. How long are we going to let this go on? I mean, do the Democrats feel maybe if they hang in long enough towards the 2020 election that it will be better for them? What's the strategy here? You're a political hack from way back.
I'm not sure there is a strategy on the Democratic side. I mean, of course there's a strategy, but I'm not sure it's anything viable or anything that if you had a thinking group of people pushing this, that they would have a plan. And I don't think that they do. I think they're, keeping it in the news, keeping the love alive, trying to find some kind of, impeachment offense, which they haven't found yet. And in order to keep hammering at Trump, it's all they have on Trump. They can't go after him on the economy. They can't go after him on jobs. And, that's the big thing in elections. If the economy is good, most people don't want to change, leaders. So I think they're just trying to damage their reputation and keep throwing these little, whispers out and see if anything picks up with the electorate. So far, it's done the exact opposite. I mean, every poll out there is going, no, come on, we don't want impeachment. Let's just keep moving on, vote him out.
Well, now I want to ask you a little bit about that, because everybody keeps saying the numbers are rising for impeachment. More people want impeachment. It's not that I don't believe the poll, but I'm wondering what exactly is going on. Is it that the media frenzy is working? Is it that the Dems really do have a point? We'll give them their due. I mean, what is it that you think that has, or are these polls just a bunch of malarkey?
I think they're as much a bunch of malarkey as they were in 2016. But also, one of the major cable news networks, which I will not name, they polled a sampling of 12 or 1,300 people that weren't voters. They were just people who said they were Democrats. It wasn't a scientific poll, but they're promoting it as if it was a scientific poll. So, you've got a bunch of misinformation going on out there, which is likely. It's going to be likely coming from the right as well. So, you got to take it all with a grain of salt. The fact that they're floating Hillary, that the Democratic elite are trying to float Hillary out there, tells you they're scared to death of losing 2020.
I'm sort of convinced that Donald Trump defies the polls. He seems like a guy that, he just doesn't poll well. I mean, people, for whatever reason, they're just not going to tell other people what they think, what they're going to do, et cetera, about Donald Trump. That's just my theory.
Lisa, I have a commenter in New Mexico who says he answers every single poll and just calls Trump every name in the book. And he is one of the biggest Trump supporters I've ever met in my life. So who knows where they're coming up with this information? Maybe disinformation is the best course of action at this point. I don't know.
All right. So when is this going to end? Why not just impeach the guy, get it over with, and move on?
Well, they can't. I mean, they can in the House, possibly, but I doubt it. I don't think they have the votes. And then once they get it to the Senate, they're going to toss it out and go, yeah, let's, focus on doing the business of the people. So they won't do it unless they know they can. And they can't. So that should tell you everything about what's going on behind closed doors right now. Or it would have been done. It would have been done 3 or 4 times over. So going forward, we're going to be hearing about closed door meetings and having the Republicans frustrated and stomping around and the Democrats whining and claiming that, they have a smoking gun, but they never have a smoking gun. And this will go on and on and on until it's done in November 2020.
All righty. Thank you very much. National correspondent Sarah Cowgill, hailing from Red State Territory. Thanks so much. Read Sarah's fine articles on LibertyNation.com. Have a great day.